Oh, good evening, YouTube. Alright, well, I promised more videos, so this is the first thing I've worked on that's relatively interesting, at least. Some friends of mine did some horse trading, and, well, long story short, one of my co-workers, friend, has a 68 Chevy C10 with a mild 350, nothing, I mean, honestly, I think it's a stock engine. That's what the belief is. It's a pretty clean little truck. Came with 350, Holley carburetor and everything else. Well, the Holley in it is tuned horribly. It's not running, I mean, it runs good, but man, it's running extremely rich. So I recommended he find an Edelbrock. Edelbrock's better for a driver car. I've always said, if you want to make power, buy a Holley. If you want to drive it every day, use an Edelbrock. That's what I had on my 86 Chevy. I loved it. Anyways, this is a 1406 Edelbrock, the usual one you see on the shelf at the auto parts stores. The only problems was it looked like it sat up forever, and somebody took the choke off of it, took the electric choke off of it. At least it's missing. So now effectively it's a 1405 600 CFM manual choke. Anyways, he doesn't need it. You don't really even need a choke on a vehicle down here, so not a big deal. Well, he asked me if I could rebuild it. Not a problem. I've rebuilt 20 of these things over the years. Well, I just finished tearing it down. I would have made a video tearing it down, but I don't know. I was kind of jamming the music and in my own world anyways. And I figured I'd give y'all a video of it torn down, and then maybe I'll get a video of me putting it back together and a video of the truck running. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows? So anyways, here it is torn down. Looks like it had water in it for a little while. A lot of the stuff's corroded. It's old. I mean, it's probably, I seem to think it was built in 99 because there's some casting marks on it with the suffix of 99 on them. I wouldn't doubt it. It looks about that old. The throttle shafts on it seem to be fairly tight. There's a little bit of slop. I mean, you can see here. There's just a little bit. It's not horrible. Base looks alright. It's not great, but it ain't horrible. The bowls look like, well, shit. It looks like it's been sitting on a shelf for a long time, so this thing's gonna have to be dipped overnight. I got 3 of the jets out. One of the secondary jets, you can see it right there. The screwdriver slipped on it a couple of times. It wasn't coming, so I just left it be. As far as I know, the jetting in this is stock, which is pretty close for a stock 350, which is what he's running. So I'm gonna leave it in there. Like I said, somebody removed the electric choke. No biggie. Not worried about that. Pile of parts, jets, idle mixture screws, whatnot. Accelerator pump squirter. Got my secondary boosters there, my primary boosters there. Now, a lot of people don't realize that an Edelbrock carburetor is not a mechanical secondary. And if you don't know what I mean, a mechanical secondary carburetor means that no matter what, no matter engine vacuum or whatnot, the secondaries, hold on, let me take the lock out, pick the lock out up, there we go. Alright, the secondaries will open no matter what. If you look at the throttle plates, at about a third throttle, something like that. Let me get a better view of this. About a third throttle, something better than that. The secondaries flop open. Which, it's true, they do. They are mechanical. They are hooked to the throttle rod. But there are these weighted plates in here, inside the secondary bores. And you can see the big counterweights on them. A la Quadrajet. If you've ever seen a Quadrajet carburetor, the big flaps on the top of the secondaries, people call those a choke. Those are not a choke. The flap on the top of the primary is a choke. These are air valves. These are what make your secondaries effectively vacuum secondaries, because your engine's only going to open these as much as it needs them. So in other words, if you strap this on a tiny engine, let's say, I mean, just for argument's sake, a 2.8 Chevy, a little bitty engine, or a 2.5 Chevy 4-cylinder. These are not gonna open at all. So you're not gonna be flowing very much air through your secondaries at all, which will make it actually run better on a smaller engine, which makes carburetor sizing a little bit easier. You can put this size carburetor on a wider range of engines. So I mean, that's the gist of it. I'm not going to go into much more detail than that, because I mean, this is not a carburetor class. But that's, you know, that's how that works. That's why this is considered a vacuum secondary carburetor. But I'm going to take this one. Take these back out. These just come out after you pull the boosters. These just drop out. You can see right there where there's some water in it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to strip a few more things off of it like that. Oh, I'm glad this is here. You see that? These carburetors are not built by Edelbrock. Well, nowadays they might be. Well, I doubt they're built by Edelbrock themselves. They're outsourced. But these carburetors, for the longest time, and they still may be, are built by Weber. Weber, the same people that make the carburetors that you see all the time on a Volkswagen or a twin engine, twin carb setup for an old air-cooled Volkswagen. You see them running 2 Webers. Same company. They build these carburetors for Edelbrock. This is actually an old design of a carburetor. This is an old Carter design. It used to be called a Carter AFB, aluminum 4-barrel AFB. Carter sold them as a competition carburetor in the 80s, I believe, maybe a little earlier. Then Edelbrock bought the rights from Carter and started plastering Edelbrock on them. The Carter ones had it right here. It said Carter competition 750 CFM or 500 or 600, whatever. So, a little bit of history right there. I actually had a 750 Carter AFB on an old truck I used to have when I was 18. And it was, I mean, identical. All Edelbrock parts fit on it. Identical carburetor. But anyways, not to make this a huge deal. I'm going to get this thing cleaned up. It'll probably be a couple days before I get it put back together, because I mean, it has got some grot on it. And if you're not from down here, you don't know what grot is. It's dirt. It's got a lot of it. So I've got a brand new accelerator pump, because the old one, the top half of it was sheared off. I think this thing was a victim of a backfire, a pretty bad backfire one day. It lit the whole top of the carb on fire, because that looks like it was broken or melted off. And the secondary metering rods, well, matter of fact, you can see the metering rods and the pistons, they look sooty. I don't know how well that's coming through in the camera, but they look like they got soot on them. I don't know, maybe not. But anyways, I have a whole kit here, carburetor kit. I've got an accelerator pump, and all that's going to go back in once this carburetor is nice and clean and ready to be reassembled. And like I said, I got a lot of cleaning to do, because I don't like giving people stuff that looks half-assed. And I mean, this is a freebie job. I'm just doing it for a buddy. But I still, you know, I take pride in my work. So anyways, that's what I'm doing tonight, and that's what I'll be working on the next couple of days. I've got a few projects coming up. That thing, I tried to fix the neon light in it, and then if anybody sees this video knows where I can get a power supply for this stupid fan. It's a neon power supply for that light. Damn thing, it'll run for a little while and then it goes to flickering real dim. It's really annoying. I was going to sell this fan, because I mean, new fans are really not my thing. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. The carburetor is going to get rebuilt, and hopefully I'll video the reassembly and the testing of it. And well, I'm going to go back to killing a few more of those tonight before I got to go work in the morning. See y'all later.